exactly where we left off in part 1. Just to recap, we have done certain things. We did the outside line twice. We've done, at the moment, a automatic applique box for this wood panel that's going to go down. We've roughly put in, we've digitized in the colours and the stitches that we want for the hooves. They're not refined, nothing is refined yet. Then we did the manual outlines for this grey, which is going to be a grey horse fabric that's going down. Then we did the black for the mane. And then we did is it ear loops, yeah? Okay, so basically that was all covered in part 1. So here we are again now, ready to start on the second part. So I think that what we need to do now is to put in some of the features of the actual horse. So we can't do absolutely everything as we see it, because it will not transform very well when it's in stitch format, but we will do a what's the word for it, a near as we can to it. So let's start with something that I think is probably going to be the first place to start would be this lovely tongue. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and I probably don't have a light enough pink. Do I here? No. I've got a purple, and that's an ivory. No, I don't. So, right, here's something else then. Down here in this corner, you see you've got a thread little bobbin there. Okay, so I'm going to click on threads, and I'm going to come up here, which opens up my threads, and I'm going to P-I-N-K, pink. So it's brought me up. Because I've got a Janome thread and ordinary embroidery thread over here. So I'm going to take, well, the lightest of pinks. Do you see this one? So I'm going to say that, please, which has now changed, and it's gone down over there, and it's come into, well, actually it's changed on number, and it's changed in. Wrong. Didn't want to do that. So I'm going to go undo that, okay, because I didn't want that to happen because we were on 27. So I'm going to pick up this, that's the placement line, I'm using it. I need to pick up something I'm not using, like this ivory, yeah? And then say, I want to swap that out for this salmon pink. Yeah, so it's coming 15, and as you can see there's no blue node above it, so we weren't using colour number 15, so we're going to use that one. So now I can close my threads, 15 down here, digitize a close shape, okay, and again I'm going to hit B on the keyboard, and I'm going to draw a box around what I want to do, so it brings it up nice and big. And you see there are a couple of bits on here that we need to do. Now, yeah, I'm going to use that pink. I'm just waiting for my screen to catch up with me. And using that pink, digitize a close shape on a fill, on a tatami, because remember we're going to change all of that as we go. And I'm going to start. So I'm going to start down here, just above. I'm just sorry, I was waiting for my computer to catch up with me. Just angle, curve, angle, curve, angle, straight down, curve, 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 angle, curve, curve. Oops. Back one, and want a longer curve. Well, in fact, I just want that to meet up, so I'm going to hit enter, right? So there's that pink. Okey doke. And there's a little teeny bit while we're all got the pink going, where I can say, well, there's a tiny bit there, so I'm going to just curve. Yeah, at least it's there, really. There, and a curve there, angle there, curve there, angle there, curves there, and hit enter. Alright, now doesn't look brilliant from where you're looking, but that one I am going to go and select it. So now you can see I brought that up, and I am saying reshape that one, and where I sort of let that slide was I should have made that angle longer, and that angle, no, it should have been there, but I'm going to put in another one there, and get hold of it and drag it down a bit. Have I done that the right way around? No, that's the top line. So I wanted to put one in there, move it over and drag it down. There, now I can go select. That's a little bit of a better shape, isn't it? It'll do. Okay, so that's the pink gone down. And as we have done in previous modules, when we were doing this, I'm now going to take up that pink, the tongue, yeah, and I'm going to go and hide it. I'm going to go and hide selected. And I want to pick up the black. I want it in an open shape, and I want it to be a single stitch run. And I think what's going to help us here to define it, first off, is the beginning of the tongue. Okay, enter that as a line. And I'm also just going to enter this as a bit of a line. Okay, and I'm also, while I'm here, just going to put that in as a line, and this in as a line. No, I'm going to come back to there. I want that to stop there because I'm going to do the teeth all together in a moment. Okay, so now I can say unhide that, over here, unhide all. So now you can see I've done a little bit of definition on his tongue to make it look more like a hanging tongue. If I come back out, yeah, you can see that there's a bit of definition now on his tongue to make it look like a tongue coming out of his mouth. So that's that for a moment. And now the next thing we want to do, probably going to do these teeth. So I'm just going to take nice pearly whites, whatever that is there, 10, yeah. And I am going to say I want to do a closed shape. And I want it a fill this time. Still using tatami all the way through because we will be coming back and sorting this out. And I am just literally going to say, well, where do I want the white? There, so now that's his teeth, and the same with the bottom, the white. So curve to do like scallops, curve in the centre, angle in the divot, curve in the centre, angle in the valley, curve in the centre, angle in the valley, curve in the centre, angle in the valley, curve, angle. Up to the top, and I just want to come just down under that original black line, yeah? Right, that doesn't look much at all at the moment, I gave you that, and so now we need to go and pick up those white bits that we just did. So shift 1, 2, right click and hide selected, so the white goes away again so we can see what we're working on. And then picking up the black again. Alright, we're going to do open shape, not freehand, no, not freehand, Digitize open shape, which is like the open star over here, and it is in single run. And then I can just mark now. Did I do these before? I can't remember. I think I did. Yeah, I'm going to just do outline in black and up and across and hit enter, yeah. And then I'm going to come across and put that one and down. enter, and then from there across, oops, up there, and another straight one and down, enter, and I could have made that longer, so select that, and I'm just going to take that tiny little nodule, go back to, reshape that, so I'm just going to bring that nodule down a tad, yeah, to make it longer, go back to select, come off it, and then go back to digitize open shapes, continue, yeah, so, and curve, hit it, and down, enter, curve, down, okay, and angle, curve, angle, down. Right, and then I think I should just finish that by putting that up there. So now I've done those teeth, okay, which have on our sequence bar come out as all these weird little shapes, okay, but I know that everything after the tusks that I did, okay, so from there all the way down to the bottom I can grab hold of, and I will come up here and group, right, and then I'll come over to create, is it create there? No, edit objects, and say branch it. Now when you branch something, down here on here it'll say entry point and then it'll say exit point. So I'm going to say to it, start there, okay? Now it's down here, it's well, I can't really show you without, I messed it up now when I say this. Not back in the middle so I can see where I was. Make it nice and big so I can see where I was, because I've done the entry point. I shouldn't have come off it, and my exit point I want it to be there so I can carry on to do something else. So enter, alright, and now you see over here it's changed all those little lines that we did into a uniform shape. So the computer now will do that in its best way it thinks possible to make that shape around whatever we've done before. And if I don't want to unhide the teeth yet, because I want to do the same thing down here. So where I did that line, I'm going to find it, so there it is. Alright, see how? So I want to take, where is it? That line, and bring it down under my teeth, okay. And from that line now, I am again going to do a black, not edit objects, but go into digitize, single line, digitize open shape, it's a single run, and I'm going to do this one exactly the same way, okay? Oh, I don't want them sharp, 1 minute, not big enough. Curve, angle, curve, angle, curve, angle, curve, angle, and finish there and hit enter, okay. This one didn't work, so select it, and why not? I think it's because there wasn't enough. No, that's not selected. Let me come down. Let me see, why is that not selected? Reshape. Don't know why, but somehow that black, if I put an angle in there, will that do it? Yeah, that brings it down, but I didn't want it that sharp, did I? I don't know why it wouldn't have done it. You know, if I change it to angle, it goes back up. So let's change that back to angle. After all, they're really teeth, aren't they? Change that one to angle, and change that one to angle. Right, okay, so he's got sort of like funny gums. Doesn't matter, right? I think. Yeah, I think the best thing I can do, look, is to make it less noticeable. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just changing the way that's working. Okay, yeah. And that one, perhaps that could be an angle too. There we are. So I've just changed that shape slightly. Okay. The next thing I want to do is on, again, just size an open shape. I want to bring in the downward stripes. Oops. Right. So now, again on this side, starting from the line that we did at the top, I'm coming all the way down to the bottom, including that one, and group it. Where is it? Group. Come over here and say branch it, and start there and finish there. Okay, right, so that's made the bottom set of teeth. Okie doke. Now if we unhide the whites, okay, and I click off, I'll click on select and click off it, bring it out. Now you can see that the teeth are in, alright, and the white is in beneath it. Alright, so that's nearly the mouth done. So the next thing I want to do, while I've got this black on board, okay, is obviously we do need to fire these nostrils in. They're quite important, aren't they? So add a digitized closed shape, because it's going to be an oval, and nice and big so you can see your work. I'm going to angle, curve, 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 curve. Whoop. I missed the line, alright? Because you are following a graphic line here. And angle. Doesn't matter if it's a bit wonky, actually. Always come back to it, right? And hit it. Okay, and that happened to be, let's pick that up. Of course, I was working in lines, we want that to be a fill, so that's a fill. And then we're going to go over and do a closed shape on this one, okay? So angle, curve, curve, angle, curve, 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 and hit enter. So that's done that. So that's his nostrils filled in, alright? And I want to go and find myself a really nice dark grey. So again, I'm going to hit on my little thread spool over here. I'm going to pick on a grey that I'm not using. It hasn't got a blue spot on it. No, that one, I think, 20. And I'm going to write in over here, grey. Yeah, that's a dark grey, isn't it? That one. Look that dark, but it's a darker grey, isn't it? Right, okay, so I'm going to use that one now, and I need to digitize this, and we'll come back to that in a moment. So right from the top, circle across, dip it in, circle across, oh, angle, curve, something went wrong there, angle, curve, angle, curve, curve, angle, angle, curve, 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 angle, curve, angle, 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 there's a curve there, sorry, angle, angle, curve, curve, and hit enter. Right, so that's done. I'm covered up his nostrils. And I am going to pick that up, select it, and reshape, because somewhere along the line, I don't know how I did it, but I seem to have lost the edge of that somewhere, didn't I? I just reshape that to cover that again. Okay, no problem. So back to select, off it, and come down, and let's do the darker grey on his mouth. And do this in 2 parts, okay? I'm bringing it down. We don't need this anymore now, get rid of that. And B on the keyboard, I draw a line about round the bit we want to do, just bring it up nice and big, and I am going to say righty-ho. So I know I don't want this pink poking out, so I'm going to start there. Oops. I didn't say what I was going to do. Digitize a close shape in that grey into Tommy. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And these are, you know, really quite strong points. And I'm going to go and curve there. Strong point there. And it's going to go right over there and down and into there. And curve around here, angle there, and hit enter. There we are. Now we've covered the jawline. Alright, I'm coming out, and I'm looking at this one, and I'm just going to select that one again, because, and say reshape that, because I don't think that came down far enough. I don't want any stitch pulls, any gaps, okay, in, you know, between the stitches when it sews out. So I think that's pretty good at the moment. Righty-ho. Hit 0 on my keyboard to get it back to a sensible bit, and hit select so I get off of reshaping that part. Now, if we then, this is a dark grey, those are black. So if you take those 2 dark grey things there, so I've got 2 of them now, and using the arrow here, move them up 2 so they're above the nostrils. So now the nostrils come into play, because the nostrils are being sewn after that face has gone down. Gosh, we're nearly there. We've got a few more things we need to do, which is the eyes and the nose, and then we can start being artistic with it. Okay, so let's press B on the keyboard. Just tap B, so you've got the B, that brings you up this magnifying glass, and let's just circle around his eyeballs and say I want, oh, too big, come out a bit, right? Okay, and I'm going to pick up white, alright, and I am going to digitize a closed shape, and that closed shape is going to, that was an angle. Then when you're drawing a manual circle, you only want 4 points. That was an angle. This is a round, a curve. That's a curve. That's a curve, and then close it. See? And I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm putting an angle, a curve. You want 4 points, and a curve, and a curve opposite, and close it. Okay, so there you are. So now we've got his eyes in. Okay. And you see here, I think from here, we don't even worry about that bit up there. So from here, I'm going to just draw across, angle, that bit there. Yeah, from there to there, and say enter. So now we've got the nosy, the bridge of his nose in. Alright. Now I know these stitches don't look pretty yet. I know all of that, but we're nearly there. So the next thing we want to do for a moment is to grab those 3 white bits that we just did, okay, and tell them to go away, hide selected, so that we can go back and do a bit of the eyes. So I'm going to pick up a nice, what's this, bark colour, or a hazel colour, okay, and for his eyes, I am going to again do my circle, boom, oops, digitize the closed shape, and I'm going to go boom, 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 enter, and the same over here, boom, 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 enter. Okay, so It's his little eyes. And then I'm going to say, well, do you know what? I need a little speck of black in it. So I am going to go to digitize an open shape, which means it's a line, all right? Because this is now going to, I mean, I'm up at 800 and odd %. So if I brought it back down to 100%, as you can see, we only want a little tiny line on it, really, okay? But where were they? Well, yeah, so I'm just going to take the 2 browns that I've just done and hide those. Hide selected, so I can see where they are, and then this up nice and big. Press B, and then that gives me that to bring it up nice and big. So I can see she's got a little bit of a black there, and I said I'm going to do a line, so I'm just going to do, boom, whoops, open shape. So I'm just going to do in black, yeah, change it to black. Just that line. That's going to be enough. You see, we're so big now that what we do is really neither here nor there. And I could do, I'm trying to think now, would I want to do it or not? Yeah, I might do. So I'm going to unhide all, so I can see what we've done. Alright, click off it, unhide all. And I think when I got this black up on a running stitch for a moment, I think that, yeah, no, I don't want that. I think we're going to digitize an open shape, which is a line. And we're going to say, well, actually, what I really want is that line to kind of come around there. And between those eyeballs. And back up to that spot. It didn't do it, did it? Undo. Undo. I should have done a closed shape. Okay. So digitize from there, just around those eyeballs, in a curved fashion, coming past his nose, and enter. Right? And I'll do the same over here. If I don't like it, I'll get rid of it. But I just want to give a little definition to his face. Enter. Alright. Yeah, it's done it, hasn't it? Okay, remembering that the grey that we can see now on the face is fabric. That's going to be fabric under there. So now I'm going to go up here and hit save, and I'm going to have a little pause, because now we're going to be doing the interesting, the magic. Alright then. Well, I just laid down the video track. You know, there wasn't a lot of editing to do because I've basically been doing this with you, bang, 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 one after another, seeing as I'm doing it. It's almost as if it's live and then recorded, but, you know, kind of thing. So I haven't been stopping the video and what have you, but I just laid down, I think it was 3 tracks. I think I stopped it twice, just for me to have a break. And it's already at 27 minutes. So, the magic is about to start. Because now we have got down all the basic elements of this little horse, haven't we? Okay. So one thing I can say to you now that you can do on your keyboard, if I go, did I move something then? I shouldn't have done. Let me undo in case I did. Yeah, I did. Silly me. Right. So if I go on my objects, okay, so there's my artwork at the top, which I've locked. If I right click it and unlock it, okay, just for a moment, and then without moving it, I'm going to press a D on my keyboard, and he's gone away, right? What we were working on has come off the screen. If I press D again, it comes back. Okay, so now you can see, yeah, that, and obviously at the end of when I finished it, I'll delete it from the file, but you can, like, go away. And so you can see now that where the grey is, like my grey screen, the grey of the face of the horse is going to be the fabric that we've laid down as an applique. Okay, so I'm going to put the D back on, and I'm going to go back over here, right click, and I'm going to lock it again, because obviously I do not want it to move. But I just wanted to show you that little bit. The D is disappear or whatever, but it gets rid of your artwork so you can see what you've got left behind. Now, I did say I've only got a few minutes, I think, before I get to 30 minutes, and I don't want to make these lessons too long because you're like, oh my God. But you can see that digitizing is not done in 5 minutes. Digitizing takes a while. So what I will just leave you with a kind of a tempting one that you can see how we're going to make a difference is, let's take something, for example, his ears. All right, I don't like those colours, but his ears. So I just press B on my keyboard, which brings me up this lovely thing, so I can say, well, yeah, let's do one at a time. I want that one. Oh, it's far too big. That's 1,000, so I'm going to come back down to 500, right? And then I am going to go select and pick up that pink ear, which you can see over here. It's selected now, yeah. And then I'm going to go reshape. Now, we don't want to reshape it because I like what it is. It's in tatami, but I don't want it because now we have laid down everything in tatami, but I don't necessarily want everything in tatami. That was just somewhere to start, wasn't it? So I want his ears to be nice, silky. What would you call it? Satiny. Okay, so I could take his ear and I'm going to change that to satin. See how that goes? Yeah. But I am also, while it's in reshape, I picked it up, reshape, changed it to satin. And when I've got the satin, I'm like, well, you see what I'm doing? I want to create in my own mind's eye, because there has to be a break in the satin. It's not going to do a satin stitch right from there to there. That'd be too big, okay? But in my mind's eye, by changing the angle, do you see how the stitch lengths are moving, okay, with an auto split? So that is giving me the appearance of depth as is logo. Okay, that's giving me the appearance, isn't it? So then if I go and pick up the other ear, that's that one over there, and again I say, well, let's move that to satin. Well, that's brilliant, isn't it? But let's reshape that. I don't want to change the shape, but what I do want to do, again, is move to angle. And I can move it, you know, over here out of the way so I can see it, whatever, and say, well, no, I want that same sort of, it's not as big as the other, so it's managing to do it. It's got all the split on it, 36mm, got it's a much smaller ear, isn't it? So if I say, move that angle around, you see I'm moving it around? That's good, but I am saying, I wanted that split that I got in that one, because it's bigger, but I'm not getting it. But you see how my stitches now are all going that way, aren't they? So if I said, no, manual spacing, and I want it, I want the auto split. Yeah, I think because it's me, isn't it? If I leave it as it is on reshape and bring it out, yeah, you see how small it is. That's why it's not giving me that divot that I wanted. So I'll go back to select, come off it, and you can see now it is all going one angle. I couldn't get that split that I wanted because it's not a big enough item to allow the split of the satin to work. So it's going to do it as a straight stitch satin. So already, I'll come back in so you can look at it a bit closer. Already I've changed absolutely everything to do with those ears by simply saying, oh no, let's play with the satin. And for example, I could select, I'm on select, so I can now go and select the silver next to it, and that's on tatami, and again reshape, and again I'm going to bring it up nice and big. It has to be big so I can grab all the handles and things like that. So here is my angular. Oh no, that's my shaper. Undo. Where's my angle? Here's my angle tangle. I don't want it at 15%. I just want, yeah, that's better in my eyes. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up select and pick up that one and say reshape that one, and I'm going to give that the same. No, not that way. I want it to go this way, so it's hugging hugging the ear. It's still tatami, not moved off of tatami, but now it's hugging my ear roll. So if I go back to select and come off it, okay, you can see that now. I have changed the ears and the tatami stitching by just changing an angle at the moment, okay. So, oops, where are you? Let's press Alt, brings it up mid-screen, the whole thing. So now you can see that stitching and that stitching is much better, much more as I want it to look, and I've just changed a couple of things on a couple of items. So I think I'm going to stop the video here, because the next video we're going to be then making the whole thing by using and changing the way stitches work and doing our best to bring it into being what you would regard as a really nice embroidery piece. Okay, see you in the next one.